Yeah, very good evening to you all. Myself, I'm Anju Singh here. And today we'll have a brief information about success factor and what are the different modules we have in success factor and how it's benefited in our daily HR operational business and daily activities. Yeah. So as I mentioned, like first we'll have a brief introduction about success factor. So let's understand what is success factor. So this success factor is a HR application which is offered by at SAP, and and this is one of the most popular HR application used globally, and is also cloud based. And in this SAP success factor, we'll see we have talent management and human capital management as well. Can we move to next slide, Kimaya? Thank you. Yeah, so after having a just brief understanding about success factor, now we'll see what are the different modules we have in success factor. So, in this success factor, we can see we have recruiting, onboarding, learning is LMS, we have performance and goal management, compensation, succession, and development. And along with this, we also have a core HR activity where we have a payroll, and then time and attendance. Then we also can have global benefit, organization management, and then we can have integration as well. Can we move to next slide? Okay, Maya. Yeah. So just now we have seen we have different modules in success factor. So we'll start with the first module, which is employee central. So employee central is the main platform for all the modules we have in success factor. This is a core module in success factor, and in this employee central module, we can manage all HR activities, and this also offers some other functionalities like our time and attendance management. Then we have all type of different document management also can be done, and then we have master data management, and our daily HR service or business activity also can be taken care in employee central. Yeah. Can we move to next slide, Kimaya? Yeah. So now we'll see what are the function list we have in employee central module. So here we can have proxy management. We can have data model. It can be country and for one country, or it also country specific for a corporate as well succession data model. And then here we can have all the event reason, alert and notification workflow. And we also have workflow business rules here. And these are this function list also in this also we have building block. Can we move to next slide, Kemaya? Yeah, and after having some feature after seeing some functionality what we have in EC, now we'll see what are the other silent feature we have in Employee Center. Like this is subscription based, so based on module requirement. So we like each organization can initiate or can start with some specific module like Employee Central, PMGM, or they can organization can go for employee central recruiting, which is RCM, onboarding, offboarding, or they can we also can have a combination of employee central, PMGM, compensation, etc. And then if we want, we can have employee central, LMS, which is learning management system, then CDP, which is development program, and then we can have succession, and then we also can have PMGM. So this type of packages we can take, and we can go for the subscription as per the organization requirement. And here we can see all the enhancement it will is taken care by the SAP, which will be quarterly based. So you will see quarterly there are new features always added in the each module. And this module, HR application can be used in all different devices. Like we can use on mobile, we can use any laptop, or we can use in any other devices where it can be. It's a cloud based. So can we move to next slide, Kimaya? Uh, yeah. So now we'll see what are the different scope we have in employee central module. So first we'll see we have manage organization data. So in manage organization data, we are having all organization data information management as well. Like which includes like you have legal entity which is a company, and if you have one legal entity or if you have more than one legal entity, all company or all legal entity data will be managed here in organization data. And in each legal entity will be having business unit, division, department, and we can have different job classification, different job functions. So along with this we can have position management in organization data. So this is what we can have manage organization data. Then we next scope we have hire rehire. So like in organization when we have when we are recruiting someone first time for the organization, it will be considered as will be higher. But in case if any old employee want to rejoin the organization again after some time, so it will be considered as a rehire. So in rehire you must be thinking how it can be rehire and how system will identify it will be auto, or we have you have to identify yourself manually. So here system will help us to identify it's a hire or rehire process. Like when we process the application for hiring any selected candidate. So when we move to onboarding process, then we can see the name is same, like first name, middle name, last name, all the same. Then his national identification unique number, like it can be PAN card number, Aadhaar card number, it will identify. And not only based on this, also based on date of birth, system will help us to identify it's a higher rehire. So this is how system will help us to validate and identify it's a higher rehire process. So we can manage this scope as well in the employee central. So next we have managed job and compensation information. So in organization we are not just only having a recruiting onboarding process, we also have we all in like on daily activity or business requirement, we have to maintain all job and compensation information for all the resources we have in our organization. So here in job and compensation information, like in job we can have employee name, his position ID detail, then his job title, job code, pay grade, pay group he belongs to, then which business unit, division, department, functionality, who is his manager, who is his matrix manager, and who all are reporting to him. All this data can be managed. He is a full-time employee, he is FT, he is trainee, or he is like he's in probation, he is confirmed, etc. All this all job detail information in detail we can manage. And along with this compensation information means all all salary information data also can be maintained here in employee central. So next scope we have promotion and demotion. So whenever there is change in position title, position ID, pay grade, pay group, so or there is any transfer. So there are some event, etc. event we have in employee central, which this change, it can be due to the demotion or it can be due to the promotion. So this also can be managed in employee central with some event and event reason. Yeah. So next scope we have manage apprentice. So in some organization we have a process to hire apprentice in organization for some duration, and then we again we have a assessment process to make them full time employee, or maybe to take on company pay, direct payroll, etc. So the each organization have this process differently. So this apprentice also we can hire in employee center. We can manage the apprentice data in employee center, and not only just apprentice data. We also can manage what duration we are taking them as a ratings, and who is the supervisor, what is the daily plan, monthly plan, or weekly plan, etc. All this data can be managed here in Employee Central. So next we have manage concurrent employment. So this is very rare requirement. In some organization we see there is only one resource who is managing um, two different division or two different department, you can say. For when I say two different department, for example, there is one A resource who is managing human resource department, who is managing admin department, and who is also managing finance department. So all these departments functions are different, and then all considered as a three different department, but is managed by one resource which is on the top management, and will come under as concurrent employment. So this type of employment, if we have the requirement, so we can manage in Employee Central. So after this, we can see we have managed dependent. In managed dependent, like till now we have seen related to employee or related to our resource, what are the organization or related to process or related to his job. Or corporate information, compensation information we are managing. But what about his personal data, where dependent information is includes? So in dependent information, you want to maintain his entire family data, where who all are dependent, and then how many members are there in his family, and what their age, what their PAN card, Aadhaar number, or what their date of birth, and his married, like his marital status, etc. And then all this data can be managed as per the organization requirement. And this information is very much required when, like also required when you have some global assignment. So when you send your resources overseas or to other your other country legal entity, so that time also this dependent information is required. How many children they have, like your resource has, and also this data also can be managed. So after this, we can say we have update personal data. So in update personal data also, like each organization, they have their own protocol to maintain the employee personal data information. Just for example, I'll say, for example, you want to maintain his date of birth, his father name, and you want to maintain his like blood group, his permanent address, temporary address, current address, his permanent number or some emergency number, and if there is any some social IDs. So this type of personal data information also can be managed and maintained here in Employee Central, and this also based on organization requirement. And then next we can see we have termination. Termination means when there is a separation between the employee and the organization. So in termination, when we talk about separation, one is about self-resignation, where employee can initiate his resignation himself. This employee self-service we have in Employee Center, where employee can initiate. Second, we have other termination process, like we can, if HR want to terminate due to some reason, or HR want to abscond any resource. So this also can be initiated, can be HR can initiate in Employee Center. So here we have termination process, like termination transaction also can be taken care of in Employee Central itself. So this is how we say Employee Central is a main core platform for all the models, where we are maintaining end-to-end all data information about our resource and organization in like at one place. Yeah. Can we move to next slide, Kimaya? Yeah. So after Employee Central, we'll see next model, which is recruitment. Recruitment means we have RCM. So this recruitment, like this module is used like where we always want to hire top talent resources for our organization. So this is new modern technology. this a new this help us to identify the top talent for top talented candidate for our organization with the help of new modern technology, and this is in success factor. Can we move to next slide, Kimaya? Yeah, in this RCM model, we have some features like we can do job requisition, we can have talent search, we can have candidate experience, manage candidate selection, and manage closing. And along with this, I just want to add a few points here about recruiting. Like as I mentioned, like this help us to recruit top talent, and there are some other features also in RCM, like this help us to engage the candidate, and this also help us to build a good relationship with the candidate, and we also can maintain the compensation management here, etc. This type of some functions we can have in RCM. And if we want to have like if you want to search the candidate through other portal like Naukri.com, Monster, etc., what your organization they are using already to recruit them. So we can do the integration with RCF to other portal as well. Yeah. Can we move to next slide, Kimai? Yeah, after recruiting, next module we have onboarding. Onboarding it takes place when our candidate is ready to hire. So once the selected candidate is ready to hire, onboarding process starts, and in onboarding process, we can have like our aligned program, and we can have our day, like for example, when you're onboarding, you want to send a welcome note, you want to have a daily plan for your for our onboarding, and each day like you can start with the documentation submission, you can start, then second day you can have induction, then third day you can have team introduction. So like on daily basis we can have this plan, and we also can like when we want our like new onboarding to to maintain the document. So in onboarding, just you have to share one URL to your onboardee where he can log in, he can update some of his personal information along with the some important document he can upload and attach it to his profile. So this help us to maintain all the required document and information at one place and in a short duration. And in onboarding, if we want, we can also have like policy awareness. And after policy awareness, if we want to assess them to know, to understand how much policy they have understood, like organization policy, so that process also can be taken care in onboarding. Yeah. Can we move to next slide, Kimaya? Okay, this as already we have just now we have discussed, like in onboarding what we have, like we can have a welcome message, and we can prepare the day one day two plan. Yeah, can we move to next slide? Thank you. Yeah, so after onboarding, we can have overview about PMG. PMG means performance management and goal management. So this performance management, it help our organization to align our all employees, all resource goal, their overall goal to align to achieve the business target. And this also help us to have a proper evaluation process, and also help us to recognize top talent in our organization, and this we can this process help us to continuously improve our workforce performance as well. And in performance management, we can have different performance management system. It can be like quarterly, it can be annually, or it can be monthly. We also can have 360-degree assessment process. Then we can have continue performance management system as well. So again, this performance management and goal management, it can be differ like industry to industry and based on organization requirement. Can we move to next slide, Himaya? Yeah. So in performance management, we can see there are some key feature which is related to goal management and create goal. So when we talk about goal management, so this help us to have a goal plan with our balance scorecard, and here we can initiate, we can cascade the goal to our resources from top to bottom, or we also can have a process like where employee can select the goal for them. Yeah, and not only related to their KRA KPI. If you want to have any other goal like relate which help them to develop their competency or other skills, so that also can be added here in the goal management. Yeah, and if we want, along with this, if we want to have auto calculation system, rating auto calculation system based on the target given to them and target what they have achieved. So this feature also can be added in goal. Yeah. Can we move to next slide, Kimaya? Okay, so next module we have compensation module. So this help organization to build and plan strategy for the organization to reward our all the resources or employees. Yeah, and uh, sorry. Yeah, so in compensation module, compensation model, it can be integrated with our performance PMGM model. And when in each organization, we can see we have a compensation plan or strategy we make all or a guideline we follow based on the final rating. So you must be thinking how this compensation model will get this final rating in compensation, to follow the guideline what organization is having or following. So in PMGM we also have calibration where we can have final rating for our all the resources, and when we complete with our calibration process, then this rating can be we can view in compensation model, and then based on guideline, like for each rating what guideline we need to follow for their increment, their incentive, or other or other kind of amount calculation can be done here, and each component also can be calculated here as per the organization requirement. And here we also can have variable pay, we can have budget plan, and when we do this process of this compensation in when we distribute this budget and share the revenue based on the contribution and their achievement, and especially for our top achievers. So this compensation model help us also to identify we are within the budget or we are exceeding the budget. Yeah, and here we can have approval process as well. And each organization, this guideline, it will differ from one company to another organization. Yeah, can we move to next slide? Okay, so here we can see as per the best practice, we can have this compensation based on our salary, stock, variable pay, and total compensation, and we also can have reward and recognition if we have in an organization. Otherwise, we can have only the salary, stock, and variable pay or total compensation. Yeah, can we move to next slide? Okay, so now in compensation scope, we can see we can have this integration with the performance management, because as I mentioned, like we need a final rating for this compensation calculation. So final rating will come from performance management, and then we also need all the employee job information. So this job information, his current compensation information will replicate from EC. It means this compensation module will be integrated with PMGM as well, Employee Central, with both the modules. Yeah, and then for variable pay also we can have variable pay also will be calculated based on final rating. So for this also we can have. PMGM integration. And not only this, if we want to have any spot like spot bonus process, or we want to have if we have milestone achievement process, so this type of like it can be monthly, it can be monthly or quarterly also, can be done in composition module. Yeah. Can we move to next slide? Thank you. Yeah, so next slide we can see LMS. LMS is learning management system, which this learning management system, like this bring the culture of learning and development in the organization. So in learning management system, like we can identify what type of development or development is required to our resources. So based on the each resource requirement, we can assign some courses, some assessment, some assignment to them to learn and develop their skill, and not just only related to competencies and so, or some skill development. If organization have some certification requirements, so those type of courses also can be assigned and can be tracked and can be aligned online, offline, or as per the requirement. Yeah. Can we move to next slide? Okay. Now we'll just see what are the silent key features we have. Like as we already discussed, like in learning management, we can have all the course assignment. So this course assignment, it can be online. We can have classroom. We can have mentors. We can also can measure their content understanding based on some assessment test, etc. and all. And then when we talk about learning, most of the organization, they sometime they organization, they follow this learning process to improve the competency for the job role requirement. It can be for the current role, or it can be for the future role. So for both the competencies requirement, we can have learning process in LMS. And this learning process, we also can have mobile learning, and then we can also have a training plan here in learning management system. As I mentioned, like we if organization is having some certification requirement, like it can be related to quality, it can be related to some software or some product related. So this type of certification requirement, we can have training plan in learning management system. And if you want to have a budget plan for this learning management system, that also can be managed here. And this learning management system or this LMS module will be integrated with our employee central. As initially, like first slide only I have mentioned, like employee central is our core path for all the other modules. So this LMS can be integrated with employee central. From employee central, LMS can like all the data can be replicated in LMS related to employee information. And this LMS also can be integrated with the career development plan, which is CDP. And in case if we do not want to go for CDP, we want to go only for development plan. So still this LMS model can be integrated with development model. So these are the some features about LMS we have. Yeah. Can we move to next slide?